What's up, YouTube? Here is the last pick for the Star Leather Budapest Major. Again, trusted Steam Deck. Some analysis here. We have a matchup for the top 8. So, Spirit Falcons, Vitality Mongols, Furia Navi, and FaZe Mouse. One of the most stacked, if not the most stacked, playoff of the Major we've ever had. And the matchups are not helping the case. It's going to be incredibly difficult to predict who's winning. A lot of these matchups, we have some data to work with, but you always know, in the majors, these data sometimes are a little bit concealing, and the form matters and the given day matters, but we start with the data because that is basically what we have to base it on, and then we put it into our little Pickems here so you can copy it. So for Spirit and Falcons, this is the tail old as a time. Basically, Nico and Monesi are always stomping the Dong and Shiro duo. They're never losing. They haven't lost like 6 times that they have met, and it's going back to the G2 days as well. So all in all, it should be pretty clear cut on that, where Falcons are actually going to beat, oh my god, Falcons, I said, are going to beat Spirit in the quarterfinal number 1. Then we have Vitality Mongols. That one is a little bit tricky because Mongols actually played really well against Vitality twice. They beat them, but now they have controllers. And I simply don't think that Vitality, given the year that they're having, are going to end in the quarterfinals. Maybe they're not necessarily winning this major, but I'll still give them a good chances against Mongols. This is like going against the stats per se and going with my gut. So I think Vitality is going to do a little bit better job here. For Furia and Navi, now this matchup is just so one-sided that if anyone puts Navi here, it makes no sense. But at the same time, I completely get people who are going to put Navi here because Furia are in such a good form for such a long time. The crash is inevitable, and we don't know whether it's going to come this season at this major or it's going to come after the season ends in 2026. All the numbers are pointing in the direction of Navi, right? So they even met this tournament at the major in a best of 1 on Nuke. I believe Furia won 13-2. It was basically a stomp, but I don't know. Furia is just playing with so much more confidence. They cruised through the stage 3 with a 3-0 scoreline while Yekindar was completely sick and a lot of other players didn't feel too well. So it should be Furia taking this. I will put them through. Last is Mouse and FaZe, which, okay. So Mouse, obviously a kind of a home turf for them, with Torzi being in. Mouse are just known chokers, but not in the quarterfinals. They're saving that choke for the semifinals usually. But FaZe, incredible aura around them, sorry. They are cruising from stage 1, almost being eliminated, to stage 2, to stage 3, almost being eliminated. And they're here in quarterfinals. And this resilience is really, really scary to play against. I can tell from my experience, whenever you meet a team that you just don't know how they're going to play, it's really hard to prepare for them. But, you know, all in all, I think Mouse should be taking it in the end. I think this is biggest upset potential, by the way. So FaZe can easily take this. But I'm going to pick Mouse. Okay, so for quarterfinals, so for these 4 matchups, we just need 2 right to get potentially a semifinal and then a grand final. So for semifinals, Falcons, Vitality, Furia, Mouse. Let's start with the Furia Mouse. I think actually Furia should be taking this. Mouse, as I said, they're not that great in front of the audience, in front of the packed audience. Semifinals are kind of their, thorn, and they're just the matchup really works well for Furia, in my opinion. I think they're going to be going into the grand final here, so I'm putting them here as that. That's a little bit of a clear cut. For Falcons Vitality, I have no clue. Vitality are not as in form, in my opinion, as Falcons. It's just personal feeling. I'm not even sure what it is. This is kind of like 50-50. This is the biggest 50-50 of this whole bracket, in my opinion. So I'll actually stick with Falcons here. I think Falcons are going to make the grand final, and Nico will be once again 1 step away from the major, but it should be in the end Furia taking this. They're just playing out of their minds. I'm not sure how they're doing it. It's really nice to look at. Molodoi is about to bag the Rookie of the Year. There's pretty much given, even if he loses in the final to Kyosuke, which is other contender. I think Moldoy is safe pick on a Rookie of the Year. With the amount of achievements and the statistics that he's put, I'm saving all these picks. Furia should be taking this major on the paper, but you know how it goes. If you just play by the stats, you're most likely not going to get it, so you gotta squeeze in some upsets. For me, it was probably Vitality Falcons. A lot of people would put Vitality into the final. I completely get it. Also, Mouse Face. You know, a lot of people will put FaZe. I can believe that. So let's see how it goes. This is my Pickems. See you in the arena. Bye-bye.